So you're saying you don't need the special license or certificate from the FAA?
Yeah, once again, I'm happy to get you the details, but I've been assured, we went through this, I have been assured that what we have done is completely legal and appropriate as the way we have leased the plane as opposed to chartering the plane.
Now, are you all willing to, at some point, and why was there a preference that this website not detail where your flights are going? Why was that actually a preferred method by which Sunset Cove operated? You didn't want anybody to know where the plane was going, or has been.
First of all, anybody who has ever, it wasn't because we were obviously trying to hide out. We wouldn't be paying sales tax every month, and we wouldn't be, landing the plane in every small airport in Missouri. But there is a privacy consideration, that I think is fine if you're personally using the plane, and I think that's.
But you were using it as a United States Senator, though, weren't you?
Oh, I used it much, much more as a mom and a grandmother and a wife than I did as a United States Senator.
I see. Now, are you willing to release the tax records for Sunset Cove Associates as well as Time Saver LLC?
Going down this road, and there is, we may. I think anybody with common sense can take the value of the plane and the number of flights that have been reimbursed by public dollars and figure out pretty quickly that this wasn't something that was covering the cost of the airplane. The plane was certainly not, and I'm speaking of it in past tense because I, thank God, have talked my husband into selling the thing. But this is not something that has been a profitable venture for my family. This is something that has turned out to be one of the most painful things that has occurred. And frankly, I could blame a lot of people, but yeah. I'm taking responsibility for it myself.
But transparency is your wheelhouse. I mean, this is your brand. This is your issue. So why would you not release the tax records for Sunset Cove or Time Saver LLCs?
I think, Jamie, that part of this is my husband's success has been a bright and shiny object in all of my campaigns, and there have been really unfair attempts in the past to try to make his business interests into something less than the achievement of the American dream. And he is not anxious to make all of his business the public business. In this instance, I think there is a strong argument to do it because of what has occurred.
Because you both are inextricably tied. I mean, at this point, it's not just your husband; it's you now. So
on the plane, I think that's a good point. And if we're looking at it and going to make some decisions in that regard, and I think that that's fair. That this incident has opened up this entity to public scrutiny, as it should.
Senator McCaskill, do you know for a fact, after going through all this stuff with attorneys and tax people and all that kind of thing, which I know you're doing, are you confident that everything that has happened regarding this plane has been legal?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
And you can say that with absolute, definitive, yes, everything we've done is totally legal.
Jamie, to be honest with you, I probably would have answered the question the same way 2 years ago. This, obviously, a big, sloppy, stupid mistake was made that, frankly, once again, had we kept the plane in Illinois or had we paid the taxes on time, it would have been one-third as much. I mean, what person in their right mind the penalty here is not just the interest and the late fees. It's also that you can no longer allocate the miles that were flown in Missouri and out of Missouri, which would have been available to us had these taxes been paid on time, which would have cut the bill by two-thirds. So, do I want to tell you that I know everything and everything is perfect? Of course I do. This is, this has been a horrendous week. I have now figured out how I can diet. I can make one huge mistake, and then I feel sick to my stomach. And frankly, this is the first week I've done really well on my diet in a long time.
So
I would sure like to be able to tell you with confidence that everything is perfect. But I will tell you this: I found this mistake. I came forward. I'm taking ownership of it. And if there are any other mistakes that I should have done something about, I'll be the first one to admit it.
And right now you are then on the record as pushing your husband and the others to release. Although you have the say, you have an interest in Sunset Cove Associates, and you're the United States
Senator. Well, I don't
Senator.
have a majority interest in it. I don't really have the say, although you can imagine I have a strong voice in this discussion. This is.
I would say you have a strong voice, and you also have a huge stake in it. So I'd do it.
Yeah. Well, I certainly understand the point you're making, and it's a point that is made around here too. All
right, Senator Claire McCaskill, thanks a lot for joining us. Have a nice weekend.
Okay, Jamie, I just want you to know you're the first that asked for me to come on the radio, and I appreciate the opportunity to visit with you. And at the end of the day, Missourians will have to make up their mind on this, and I certainly understand that this is going to be on their minds, and that's why I want to be upfront about it.
Yeah, because at one point, since you brought it up, you actually had a situation where you were on videotape in one of your campaign commercials and saying, listen, if I'm not the real deal, if I don't walk the walk that I talk, then fire me.
That's why I've been so upfront about this. I have tried, I'm not hiding behind anybody or anything. I'm taking ownership, saying I should have known, I should have checked, and this is the kind of mistake that I know is one that people won't forget, and I can only hope that they will take it in context with all the other work I've done and give me a chance to continue to work hard for them.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on and answering the questions, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, Senator Claire McCaskill.
Allman in the morning.
7:25. Well, a lot of people don't want her on the air because they then have to deal with the situation. A lot of them sometimes would rather not. All right.